Grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, 'cause real women don't bitch. No, real women don't. 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 Real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis.
Hey, beautiful people. How you doing out there? Oh, it's a lot going on right now. And I hope that nevertheless, many of you are still laser focused on what you can do. A lot of you know that my heart rests in and breathes the serenity prayer, because it just really doesn't do us any good to continue to focus on and concentrate on the things that we can't control. And when times are like they are now, it takes a lot of real faith to be courageous and to continue to pursue to change the things that you can. And so I've been dealing with a lot of things over the last few days as I have entertained some reading and been in a very difficult situation with a friend and helping her metamorphose out of her situation. And as I sat here in my pensive state saying, Lord, what do I talk about on the podcast today? Every once in a while I have those moments where it doesn't just come to me, and I feel the need to seek guidance. And this time, the thought that came to me was, what is your dream in its purest form? And I asked that because I was listening to my mentor, this is months ago, when he started this powerful mastermind group. And he was talking about how he kind of got caught up in the high ticket business model and how his approach to business and how he believes he needs to be there for the Black community is caused him to shift. And he's organically growing a community, and it's at a very low dollar amount, very, very low dollar amount. And I'm just watching, what he's doing, and I'm watching it continuously grow and watching how the people are coming. It's slow and it's organic, but I look at the countenance of his face, and I'm listening to him and the way he's showing up. And even for me, I don't think I've ever seen him show up so much online and on video, but there is this joy and this peace and this tenacity, because he is in complete alignment with the vision. And I can see that he is in alignment with the purest version of the vision. And I honestly believe that all of us, to a degree, we shift, we change, we dilute, we may even pervert the vision by doing what we think we need to do in order to make it profitable, in order to get people to actually buy something from us. But those of you that follow me, you are heart-centered. You are spirit-driven. And there's something very unique about your business model and the reason why you created it the way that you did, because that's what God laid on your heart. And I honestly believe that right now, at a time when things are so still, at least they are in many places. I can tell you, I was outside. I drove to the store just to get a couple of little bitty things, and the traffic felt still. The people in the stores, it all felt still. Even when I'm at home and I work from home, it kind of just felt still. And this would be a great time, as he said, for you not to quarantine yourself, but incubate yourself. And so many of you, your incubation period needs to be you sitting before the divine and saying, help me remember. Or getting back to what you already know to be true, because you're haunted a little bit every day because you have perverted the vision. Some of you have wanted to do things specifically and only for kids, specifically and only for children. Some of you had declared that there are things that you would not do in your business, and you got away from that and you compromised because of what you thought would make you profitable. And I'm saying this even for myself. For a very, very long time, I knew that there were things that I was specifically supposed to do for African American women. And so let me tell you a positive reason, but still it was not the right reason, nevertheless, of how I diluted and perverted the vision. I have been so many things in my lifetime. I've been an angry person and happy person, an emotionally wrecked person. I have been one devoid of spirituality and disconnected to God, and one highly connected in a religious state, and one who is now highly connected because of spirit. And so I've been a lot of things, and one of those things has been a hater of people. When digesting all of the things that have happened to men and women in my culture and studying things, there was a time when I hated white people. And I can say that without being afraid or being ashamed. I remember one of my friends' names was Carrie, and she sat next to me in Spanish class, and we were really cool when I went to Parkway West. And I remember one day as I was sitting and reading one of my books with the Nubian Nation of Islam, she just looked at me and she's like, August, what's wrong with you? You're changing. And I just looked at her and said, I'm not changing. I'm awake. I'm reading. I'm learning the truth about your people. And I said some very hurtful things to her, because I was very firm in where I was at, because I was processing a lot of pain. And when I did finally go through some things, and I had gotten hurt by black people, like them breaking in my home, and I'm like, oh man, I've been going around calling the white man the devil, but there are some black people that are devils too. Look at how they treated me. For the first time, my personal life experiences made me reevaluate it. And plus, it just didn't feel good, because I don't like for anyone to be mistreated, but I have always been a lover of people. I was always that girl that would be friends with the one person who was mentally challenged. I remember Jessica was the only white girl that lived on our block in a predominantly middle-class black community. I was the one person who was friends with Jessica. So I had gotten away from who I was. And so to get back into a place where I knew God, to have repented for denying him his right to be present in my life, as much as I thought that I was doing that because he was still there. And then really just looking back over what I was doing and working so hard to get back reconnected to all of humanity. I never wanted to do anything again where I felt like I was alienating any other race. And because I want to help all women soar, to look at the metamorphose of doing what I'm doing for black women and women of color who, identify with those same struggles, it was me feeling self-conscious because, oh my God, I'm not trying to say I'm leaving my white sisters out. And so, but it took me some time to realize that, look, at the end of the day, love it, like it, or hate it. Anyone who knows me, they know the intention of my heart and my spirit. And I am only doing what I believe God called me to do, to serve the niche that he called me to serve. And yeah, there are people out there that say that, to say that you're only serving a specific race, that niche is racist. And I still just laugh at idiotic ass white people, because people that have no control and do not dominate individuals and cannot affect their quality of life cannot be racist. You can say that we're discriminating, but we can never do what was done to us. And I'm not going to waste my time explaining myself to somebody who already has they're crazy, their brand of crazy, their locked in perceptions, their opinions, which are like buttholes, right? And so anyway, that was part of my issue. And that was why I diluted the original intent. But now I come back around full circle, and I'm continuing to do what I do. And I'm sure that God will grant me people that will come on this journey with me. I'm not going to be looking, for anybody, but in any great movement, like even with Martin Luther King, I know that there were white people there that were willing to stand and to walk, and they got hit with hoses, and they got bit with dogs, and they were called nigger lovers, and their houses were bombed, and they went through things too, and nevertheless they still stood, and they never compromised their values. And that's the place that I have to be in, realizing that as I continue to do what I'm doing, that there are people that are going to pledge allegiance to the movement, because they know that by me helping my sisters, that overall I am still helping their community. I'm helping the global economy. Just they're willing to just respect the fact that I'm doing what God put me on the earth to do by helping the people that he designed me to help. And so that was, my little telling on myself. But that's how I keep the vision pure, by getting back to it. And so many of you in your time of reflection, while we ain't got nothing but time to reflect, as well as, serve our clients and things of that nature, for those of us that have up and running businesses, I challenge you to get back to that, because some of you knew what you were supposed to do. You knew how you were supposed to present it. But maybe you got a little anxious. Maybe it's the price point. Maybe that price point was never supposed to be that high, but you figured that you'd get there faster with one client than you would with trying to get 10 clients to pay you less. But what did God say? What did he say was the price point? What did he say was the community that you're supposed to serve? How did the divine reveal this to you? So I love you guys. Continue to stay focused, stay strong, and stay firm and what was given to you. If you're having a little bit of trouble because all of this stuff is just so overwhelming, don't forget that you can go to my website, go to augustcrenshaw.com/business mastery. The tickets are only $27. Get registered so that you can attend the event and get all the information that you need to have a clear conscience, clarity of thought, because we're talking about what you should do and what you shouldn't do, when you should do and when you shouldn't do it, so that you can truly make your next move your best move. In the meantime, in between time, I'm out of here. You guys have a beautiful day. Deuces.
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, 'cause real women don't bitch, no. Real women don't, 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 real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis.